We have become conditioned to believe that our perception is reality. It's not. It's not. If you broke this rule in Rome, you lost your citizenship, you lost your land, like you lost everything. Now it's your reality, but it doesn't have to be. You got marauders come and go slit your throat in the middle of the night. Is that's the better way to go? You meet someone, you're like, hey, how you doing? How you doing? You're gonna have to get intimate with your business. My hope is, you ain't a skank. Intimacy means you exclude all other females or all other males. Ideally, for most people, right? There's some cultures that want to do the whole plural thing, but hey, I'm just saying, in the United States of America, if you are not exclusive, you may have some problem with some females. I'm just saying. Haven Real Talk. And the reason that I play that initially was to share something that's going to hurt some of the feelings that you have, because we're living in a society today that has lost reality. I was speaking to someone recently, and here's what I found out. We have become conditioned to believe that our perception is reality. It's not. It's not. Now, it's your reality, but it doesn't have to be. What happens, meaning facts, like the things that happen to you, that's just what happened to you. You got punched in the face. It happened. Yes, someone physically hit you. Got it. Your interpretation of that event, that's what screws you up. Life is unfair. No one likes me. Blah, blah, all that. That's on you. Now, you can defend your interpretation all day long, but the question that you got to ask yourself is this. Does your interpretation empower you or not? Do you feel good about your interpretation? Okay. And if you feel good about your interpretation, run with it. If it's giving you everything you wanted, people can argue against you, but you're happy. But if you are not empowered and happy with your interpretation, meaning you interpret it, but your life still sucks, or you're complaining about your life, here's an alternative. Change your interpretation. I play that for people to see this. And here's what I'm going to tell you. Sometimes you guys heard the chorus, try. Here's what I'm going to tell you. I told my kids this morning, this is going to hurt a lot of people's feelings because everyone wants to get participation trophies. You have to embrace this fact. And if you embrace this, guys, it's game over for you, meaning that you will win. You have to accept the fact that sometimes trying is not good enough. I know it sucks, right? Sometimes trying is not good enough. Two things happen when I say that. You get your feelings hurt. Well, if it's not good enough, why even do it then? Well, I guess you don't care about any of my efforts then. Well, poo-poo's on you. You can't come to my birthday party. You can do all that stuff. But here's what I know. You can accept that fact that sometimes the effort you're giving, it's just not good enough. It's what it is. But hear me out. You guys saw that video. He tried. This was a fat kid. Everyone was fat, and fat can be whatever. That was the norm. People will think you are crazy doing this business. People will think you're crazy sacrificing what you're sacrificing. It isn't just this business. It's a lot of things, y'all. People will think you're crazy, go preaching Jesus. People think you're crazy doing anything that's good. But I'm saying is, if he had listened to society, he'd be over. But he saw something. He saw a vision, a bird. It's like, man. So if you feel something within you, all I'm telling you is it was put there by God, is what I'm telling you. Like, you're meant for a bigger vision. Now, you may not see evidences of it around you. That's why you need to change your environment. That is why the elite stay together. This is like a room and board. In soccer, when you're good, like I'm talking, you're actually good, they see that you actually have ability. They put, and if your parents, they feel that they want to help you get better, they travel, they put you in a team. They even go so far, they put you in almost like a boarding house. And all you talk about, hang out with, are soccer players. That's it. And you do school on the side, but you wake up, you eat soccer. You practice from maybe 8 to about noon. You have lunch. Maybe you have your schooling a little bit, but then you come back. You think, eat, breathe the thing. Why would parents do that for an elite player? Here's what I'm telling you. If that kid had simply stuck around those people, he would be stuck and he would be those people. But he saw a vision. He started going after. He tried multiple times and he failed. Starts crying, but he kept going. But the trying led him to the effort required to win. He went there. He saw, man, I'm going to model that bird. Wait, that bird is actually not even eating what I'm eating. And suddenly he started doing the thing and putting the effort that actually was good enough. Here's what I'm telling you. Sometimes we have been conditioned to believe just because we're doing it, that means it's good enough. It is not good enough. If you're not doing 30 grand a month, the effort you're putting is not good enough. If you're not doing 5 grand a month, the effort you're putting, it's not good enough. Now, I'm not saying that the effort is not worthwhile. It's just not effective. You may be working 8 to faint. You're just not effective. That's the difference. You must learn how to be effective. And how do you learn how to be effective? You first find someone, model them. And then as you're modeling them, it isn't about doing something. It's about doing the right thing. Very well. Very well. So I'm just telling you, we only have 24 hours, y'all. And Michael Jordan, all these top people, they got the same number of hours we have. The difference between you and the super Joel, the super Susan, there's a version of Susan that would use her time better than you're using it right now. Your job is to find out who that Susan is, find that person, and do what she would do. I'm telling you, there's a Susan right now. If she transformed, she'd be doing 50 grand a month. Guaranteed. Now you can poo-poo on that Susan and say, well, she sold out. No, she didn't. She sold out to success is what she did. So I'm not gonna go too much on that. I just want to hit the fact that if we can simply just be real with ourselves and say the reason we are where we are is because what we're doing isn't good enough, and stop making excuses for our perception. Your perception is ruining you. Someone sold you a bill of goods and you bought it. Someone sold you some beans and you think it's cool. It's not cool. It's not cool. Your ego is robbing you and is robbing your bank account. So if you can increase your accountability level to say, the reason I'm where I am is because I made poor decisions. Mac, right now, I should be a millionaire right now. At least I feel that way in my mind. Why am I not there? I am not being effective. I embrace that. It's on me. So how to be effective? First, you have to know what you want. See the bird. You got to go after it. Hey, going after it, realizing that's just the first step. Now, some of us, we get analysis paralysis. We want to go after it, but before we go after it, we want to make sure we have a plan B, C, G, F, D. We want to get everything clear. Don't do that. Your job is to know what you want, why you want it. The rest is none of your business. What did I say? None of your business. Just try. Not saying trying is going to get it for you, but will get you on the right path. Now, as you're trying, here's what you got to do. This is non-negotiable. If you don't do this, you will fail. You must get around the people that are going the direction you're going. It will not be convenient. A lot of the times it will be inconvenient. When I started a couple of other businesses, you know what I did? I drove an hour out of my way every day. It was a 2-hour commute to get around the people. When I played soccer, it was inconvenient. You're going to find success in inconvenience. If success was I'll say it this way, you're never going to find whatever you're looking for, we can call success, whatever it is, in your comfort zone, because if it was there, you would already have it. So it will be inconvenient. You got to get around the folks. That's why we have the Zoom. We got the elite group. This is the elite. So I'm just telling y'all, we created the group for a reason. We can take a horse to water, but we can't make it drink. I'm telling you, this is where the action is. These are your people. This is your posse, your army, your unit. Get to know these people, because these are the people going the direction you're going, your brothers and your sisters. So if it was me, I would get tight with these folks. because they got your back. I got your back. They got your back. So if you look around the people that are around you, is it the same caliber of people? Are they going the direction you're going? If they are, you're blessed. You don't got to go anywhere. This is just an extra group. But very, very rarely do people have this group of people. So embrace this group and then model them. And then, of course, as you realize that, be humble. What you're doing may not be good enough, but be ready to make a change. Find someone and listen. Don't be an asshole. Just do it. Find someone, when they say do it, do it. And you got to track those numbers. If you track the numbers, now you own your history. You own your GPS. And the rest is history. All right, I'm gonna just share one more thing, and then we're gonna get to where we're going as far as scheduling and effectiveness. You guys ever been in a relationship where it was a toxic relationship? Any of y'all? I mean, as I say that, someone be like, "Oh man, Jermaine, it was him. It was Rachel. Oh man, Shaniqua, yeah, she was toxic, right? I see you guys right now saying that. Think of that relationship. How was that? So think of the levels of a relationship. You meet someone, you're like, hey, how you doing? How you doing? You know, kind of meet them a little bit, right? Maybe you think they're cute. So you kind of, if you think they're cute enough, you don't know nothing about them. Guess what you do? You go do some research. Or you say, hey, what's your name? How you doing? Are you from here? Okay, right? Whatever you do, right? You may got game, you may not have game. I don't know what it is. Even if you don't have game, I think they call it nowadays. My kids told me it's called Riz. I'm like, okay, whatever. We called it game back in the day. Even if you don't got Riz, you still do what you do. You will find a way to go meet this person, right? You will go if you don't like Pilates and they do Pilates. Guess what you do? Pilates, right? You will do what they do. You then, he notices that you guys are jiving, so you go out a little bit. You get to know each other a little bit more. You're like, okay, I like you. I want to hang out with you. Maybe it goes from once every couple of days, and then all of a sudden you're talking every day, right? Then suddenly you're texting all the time, finishing each other's sentences, right? Then you're like, man, you start thinking in terms of the future. I think this person could be like a forever person. And so, hey, you get married, you get together, you get intimate, not only emotionally, physically, right? Yes, you have sex with each other. Hey, I said it. Come on now. We all adults, right? You get intimate. But intimacy is more than sex. We know that, right? It is. When I say toxic relationship, maybe time goes on, you stop communicating, start arguing a little bit, then a lot. And then what happens if it's not resolved? Starts deteriorating. You don't talk as much. It literally, just as you went forward and you went like this, it starts going like this, little by little by little. It's gone. Why did I go through all that? Is this a counseling session? Maybe. Here's why. Your business is a relationship. Here's my question to you. I'm gonna tell you this. At what stage of the business are you all in right now? Are you the define the relationship stage where, hey, you're friends for the benefits, maybe you come in every once in a while, you knock out a sale, you're like, oh, thank goodness, you pop some money in your pocket, you out, you hit it and quit it, right? You out, right? And you guys know what I'm saying? Is that the relationship you got in your business? Or hey, maybe you passed that stage of your relationship, you're together. But you guys ever have it where you argue with your business? I want to go on Zoom. Yeah, you do. No, you don't. Stop. Leave me alone. Like you're arguing with your business like this. Why do I gotta do this? Nah, the business should be like this. It should. And you start arguing. It becomes a toxic relationship. Here's what I'm sharing with you. For a healthy business, just like a healthy relationship, a couple of things are gonna have to happen. You're gonna have to court your business. Court it. You're courting your business. Take it out on dates. Now, initially though, for the business to work, just like a happy relationship, for it to have babies in a good environment, you're going to have to get intimate with your business. And before you get intimate with your business, it's like before you get intimate with anyone, my hope is, you ain't a skank. My hope is, I said it, I'm being real. My hope is you create an environment that is kosher for your business to grow. You need to think about your business. You ever wake up thinking about somebody? You even dreamt about them? You are sprung. Like you are, ooh, man. Ooh. Just thinking about you, I get hot. I'm just being real with you guys. Some of us, this business is like a train. It isn't meant for you to tattoo yourself and hey, I'm life insurance forever. No, this is a train. Get off the train when you are ready. You just need to know where your stop is. If your stop is 10 grand, no one's gonna hate on you. If you do your shift and you hit 10 grand, you out, you out. Hey, good for you, man. You got to your spot. The business took you to where you wanted it to go. Just be real with yourself. Where do you want to go in this business? If you're trying to get from Dallas to Oklahoma and you stop in, I don't know, you stop in, I don't Denton. I mean, you guys don't even know. I'm gonna say California to New York, and you get off in New Mexico. Ain't nothing wrong with New Mexico. The only problem that's wrong with it, that's not where you said you were wanting to get off. That's the problem. You guys feel me? That's the problem. You told me you wanted to get off in New York, and now you're getting off in New Mexico. We planned for you to get off in New York, and now you're getting off in New Mexico. You're taking a break when you shouldn't be taking a break. Come on, how are you going to get to New York? You feel me? So you stop when you want to stop. However, for you to get to New York, the effort it takes to get to New York is different than the effort it takes to get to New Mexico. The effort it takes to get to Phoenix. So in order to get from, depending on where you guys are, because everyone's starting a different place in life. You've gone through a school of hard knocks. Some of you have gone through certain tests that have prepared you. That's why I was ready for this business. People think, Matt, man, how did you knock out Hall of Fame first year? Did 425 first year. You know how I did it? I had already done things similar to it. I slept in my car before. I slept on the floor before. I sacrificed. I sold my wife's wedding ring before so I can be able to keep business going before. I sacrificed before. So like going out, dialing leads, that was nothing to me. I'm like, that's it. I worked in negative 60-degree temperatures to feed my family before. I'm like, you call that hard work? Like on the phone, dialing leads and in AC? You call that hard? You're crazy. Person lifting 400 pounds? Oh, come on, y'all. You're tired because you get to go see people who requested information on life insurance versus me going to hunt people in malls who didn't request any information? I like for real? You call this hard work? Oh, we buy leads of people who are interested. Dang, that's hard. That's a scam. Right. All I'm saying is I had done it before. So my point in saying that is you will have to get intimate with your business in order for you to get to where you get to. I'm just letting you know up front. It will take sacrifice. Intimacy means you exclude all other females or all other males. Ideally, for most people, right? There's some cultures that want to do the whole plural thing, but hey, I'm just saying in the United States of America, if you are not exclusive, you may have some problem with some females. I'm just saying. Some of us, we are saying we are married to this success thing, but we are still courting failure. The failure is still your side chick. I'm being real with you right now. How is failure your side chick is the question you should be asking yourself right now. Here's a simple way. You're still thinking negative thoughts. You're still stuck in the moment. You're still stuck in whatever difficult situation you're in. That you're courting it. How about you just think in the future? Think of where you want to be, where you should be, what you deserve. That is courting success. Because if you keep thinking of the present of where you don't want, you know what that is like? You're dating this wonderful woman, wonderful man. They are everything you wanted. They got this. But you know what happens when you're with them? All you do is talk about how bad it was with the other chick that you were with. Oh, you know, who likes that? You guys ever had that where you're with someone, there's you talk about Joe and Bill from back in the day? I'm like, well, I'm here right now. Why you keep talking about this that happened in the past? Stop doing that to yourself. If you're gonna be successful. Crush all other objections, crush all other situations, and let's go. And it's gonna take effort because I know you're not used to it. We're used to thinking it's normal to surround ourselves with negative people. And for me, this is just me. I'm gonna be 100% vulnerable right now. Some of y'all know I'm going through a situation right now. And when I was going through their hurdle, you know, I got 10 kids, I got to feed my family. I remember I know me, and I know that I need a certain amount of juice in order for me to function. And when it's negative, that juice will be sucked from me. So this is me, guys. There's sometimes I slept in my office because I mean, listen, I'm not going to get into it, but going home, there was too much negativity. I knew if I went home, it would suck me. And guess who needs me to be able to win? The family needs me to win. If you need me to win and I'm going to get sucked, the best thing I could do for me and you and everybody else is not show up. Just stay away for a second so we can all win. Because if you win, I lose, and we all lose. And then once we all winning, I'll come back and I'll handle that. But that's because of negativity. Like all I'm saying is you got to protect this mind. This is it right? Yeah, I'm telling this does everything. Right now, Donald Trump, you can like ask all these people who have been in tough situations. You can go from like that. I was like, man, what would the millionaire Mac do right now? What would the millionaire Darrington do right now? Like he's in here. I just got to unlock him like a cheat code. And sometimes the cheat code is like the Hulk. You know what I mean? Because the Hulk, he didn't know how to control his Hulkness. So he had to jump out of the building. Remember that? Remember that part in Hulk where like he knew that he needed help, but the monster was tearing up the city. And I think it was the whatever girl, the Betty, yeah, Betty. She knew that he couldn't transform. What did Betty do? She pushed the dude out the plane. And guess what? He landed him down and he turned into the Hulk. Sometimes your situation is your Hulk. Because otherwise you would not transform. You're not good enough yet to just transform on command. Because success isn't a formula. We don't have that thing where we just flick it right now. We're not good enough. We don't have enough control. Like mutant. Remember, I keep giving these examples because listen, I was a cartoon junkie. Like mutants, like the whole Xavier school. Like the mutants went to the school because they couldn't control their powers. They couldn't control their powers. And it would just come out random times. And a lot of the times it was emotional. When things got really emotional, they would come out and they can control it. And the goal is to get to a point where you can do it on command. So all I'm telling you all is this. Be grateful for your challenges because they are grooming you so that you can become super you. That's all I'm going to go after. So that said, guys, we are going to a stage where right now, maybe in second gear, we're about to go to third and fourth gear. Now, in order to go to third and fourth gear, we have to create some structure. And initially, we were talking about the future of this agency is it's not meant for you to grind. If you have proven you can grind, you now will earn the right to be able to get some extra features. And one of the goals is so that you can have a family, a life. I'm talking get a situation where we got fish already waiting for you because we know you can fish, right? Now, if you couldn't fish, you got to go learn how to fish first. We're not going to cripple you. But if we know you can fish, you'll have pre-booked appointments. Imagine waking up to 15, 20 pre-booked. You pick and choose, right? If someone's being stupid, sorry, click. Next. I got too many folks to work with that want it, right? It's a beautiful situation. That's where we're going. Right now, we're just ramping it up. So the structure we're looking for is you have to build this like a store. So you can either have a lemonade stand or you can have a full department store. Decide, begin with the end in mind. What kind of business do you want to build? Lemonade stand, you show up whenever you want, how you want, who you want. You don't care whether, I'm sorry, I wasn't there. And you guys have seen those flea markets? Yeah. You can have a flea market if you want, of a business. If you want a department store, well, department stores, they got shifts. They got employees who commit to shifts because if you got people who come into the store, you guys ever been to a store? You thought they were open, but they weren't. You thought they should have been open at a certain time and they weren't. Were you not pissed off? I was. I'm never going to that store again. I'm going to go to the store who's open when I need them. So same thing. Decide your shifts. And in this business, we got 3 shifts, 8 to noon, 1 to 4, 5 to 9. If you're full-time, you best be choosing a minimum 2 shifts. If you ain't making the money you want to make, you better choose 3, right? Now, when you get to the point where you're full-time and you're doing 10 to 15 a week, man, you can do whatever you want to do. Man, you can show up, no draw. I mean, you do whatever you want to do. I'm not gonna get crazy, but I'm saying is in the beginning to get the plane off the ground, choose 2 shifts. And then once the plane is off, and then you can decide when. Now, if you're part-time, you choose 1 a day. And then again, each part-time and full-time needs to at least address what we know in America as normal. In America, normal is 20 hours a week for part-time. So if you choose 1 shift, which is whether it's 8 to 12, all the shifts added up in the week should add up to what? 20 hours. You're not going to rob from your own business. If you're full-time, all the shifts added up should be 40 hours. Now, I'm crazy because I never worked 40 hours a week because I never could pay my bills with 40 hours a week. So you know what I did? I worked 50. I worked 60. That's what I did. I knew I sucked so bad that I would compensate for sucking by working more hours. So those hours add up and then so forth. So Ron has been, I mean, incredible. If there was a quarterback, I mean, this is probably old school. He's Joe Namath, right? You know, and today he's, I mean, I don't know. Who's that number one quarterback that's retired? What's that dude's name? Oh, I should know this already. My bad. I'll just say he's Ronaldo. I'll just say that much.
Brady. Tom
Yeah,
Brady.
Tom Brady. Thank you. Thank you. I should have known that. Right? I'm getting old. I ain't that old. But Ron has been Tom Brady for us. Some of y'all know that, some of y'all don't. But he's been quarterback in these appointments. Without Ron, this system wouldn't have worked. I'll be real. Because of what I've been dealing with, without Ron, it probably would have it would have been there, would have crumbled. It would have been there, but it just wouldn't have been as effective. So in order to move forward, here's what's going to happen. I want you to imagine a scenario where each of you have an insurance business where you have people waiting for you to serve them. You know those stores like Apple when they bring out the iPhone and like it's like miles along? You guys ever seen that? Imagine that in insurance. Now, initially, we'll be doing that in a way where it's final expense. But, you know, and so imagine those workers, they're working all day. Hey, I'm grateful if I'm Apple having to charge, you know, $1,000 each, whatever else. That's how we're going to start. Maybe final expense, a lot of people that are waiting for us to serve them. But the future is over time, instead of having thousands of people waiting, wouldn't it be awesome if we had, instead of thousands, maybe 10? Instead of charging $1,000 per person, what about 10,000 per person? What about 20? Less people to serve, but more money because we're giving that much value. You see what I'm saying? So you got time freedom and you got money because you're giving more value. That's the goal. So Ron has put together a calendar to help us with that. That calendar is going to help you dedicate and tell him, when are you available? So imagine some of us, we got to humble ourselves right now. I know we're all entrepreneurs. This is going to decide whether or not you are a leader or not, because before you can lead, you must follow. Every leader is looking for someone to follow. I don't care how good you are. If they know where they're going, you will follow them because you're looking for success. We're all leaders in our own right, but this is where I'm asking you to go back to the days when you were, you know, I don't know, 16, 15 years old, you work at your first job and you chose a shift or the boss gave you a shift. They say, hey, when are you available? And you gave your shift. And so they made the schedule and then you stuck to the schedule. This is that situation right now. Now, once you know, show yourself worthy and then you can kind of get on your own, you can decide your own schedule. But as of right now, to create that scenario we're discussing, this is what needs to happen. So Ron, I'm going to take it to you. Just take a couple of minutes, share with us the system you created, and just, if you could, keep it so simple that a baby could get this done. All right, Ron, I'm throwing it to you, brother. Appreciate you. Hey, you're muted, brother.
Yeah. All right. So can everyone see the screen?
Yep, I see it.
Okay, perfect. So, you know, I didn't want to create anything that was going to just take away time. You know, the idea here is for simplicity. Is so if you want to run max preset appointments going forward, I just need two things from you. Is I need your availability for today. And then whatever appointments that you have on here, so I can make sure that you're free. And then I'm going to assign it to you the night before. So you're going to have these leads assigned to you the night before. So that way, if you've got gaps in your schedule, I'm going to fill it up with max presets.
And let me comment for a second on that, Ron.
Yep.
This situation, do you know how much people pay for this situation, y'all? There are people who take 30% comp so that they can have what Ron is doing and what we're doing, this situation. They take a 30% comp so that they can have leads set for them. Now, we're going to do the best of both worlds. We're going to help you become independent so that you can have your own, but we're just literally gearing you up. So don't take for granted what we're doing here. It's good. It's glorious. So Ron, again, he ain't getting paid for this, y'all. Doing this for free out of his own kindness because he's a leader. He's part of the elite. He's part of the Marines. He's the guy that's lifting all the baggage so that when we get to camp, we're not sleeping on the floor. So again, if you haven't given him thank yous, it's a great time to drop a 1 if you're thankful for Ron. I'm just gonna say that much right now because I don't think he's got enough kudos for what he's doing. All right, sorry about that, brother. I get
So,
carried away every once in a while.
oh, no worries. Thank you. So yeah, you know, daily, if you could put your availability on here, and so it doesn't cause any conflicts with your current schedule, you can set your availability and put your time as free, like Susan did here. Today she's available from 6 our time to 3 p.m. her time, or our Pacific, and she made it free. So that way, if anything booked in her schedule, it doesn't conflict with it and cause it to overwrite or set it for the next day. And same thing with these appointments, you can actually just create them. Since you've already got these appointments on your own schedule, it doesn't cause a conflict with anything else. Like Jackie, she's got an appointment today, or she had an appointment today at 11 o'clock. So she put it on here to let me know that, oh, I'm not going to give her an appointment at that time. I can give it to somebody else.
And Ron, let me kind of throw some things. So this is a Google Calendar for some of us that may not be tech savvy. How do they get access? Well, Ron will, if you don't know yet, share how do they get access and how do they do it?
So Google Calendar, it's all tied to your Gmail. So you can either do it one or two ways. The easiest way is to actually just go to the your mobile site or website, and it's just Google Calendar, and it'll bring up. So Google Calendar, and then here you can select or unselect which calendar you want to work with. For my purposes here, I've unselected everything else so I can see what's going on specifically with everybody's calendar or the Haven Elite calendar. You'll go to create. You know, put in your availability. Make sure the calendar is selected here. And then you can change it to free.
That's simple, y'all. That's simple. Now, if you need a tutorial, here's what I'm going to ask you. We're all busy. Before you come to us, ask Uncle Google, Auntie Google, Auntie YouTube. Because I guarantee you there's like 3 million tutorials, y'all. Like, just search it. It's right there. Now, if after you ask Auntie and Uncle Google and YouTube, you still don't get it, got you. We got you. But at least take the effort to try to find out on your own so we can take care of you. Now, this is temporary. The goal is, this is why you feed off of ours. Here's the goal. The reason we're creating this structure is eventually there's going to be a system that we're going to, buy or maybe create that's going to have this, that's a little bit more polished. But for now, while you're feeding off of mine, until you get your own, imagine the situation when you are running your own agency. 1, 2, 3, 4 agents, they're brand new. You got people who are sharp, hungry, and hey, this is just what we do. We onboard them and they get going. How will you create that structure for them? Instead of you having to recreate the wheel, which has been my experience in insurance. My experience in insurance agency building is, unfortunately, I've had to create the wheel myself. Why should you have to do that? That's what we as parents are. The goal is that your kids don't have to recreate the wheel, that they are going ahead of you, right? You create the groundwork. That is the goal here, is that when you have your own agency of 10, 20, 30, 100 agents, they have the platform where they can win. Because what if you have a guy who's down and out, but he is a winner? You just say, well, sorry, that's how it used to work. I'm sorry, you can't buy leads. I'm sorry. Good luck. Come back to us when you can. And we've tried it other ways where we wish that it could work, but unfortunately, it didn't work. They didn't win quick enough. Here we have the system where we know these leads are hot. I mean, hey, if you've ever experienced these leads and you know they're hot, drop a 2 down. Drop a 2 down. If you believe that if you run these leads a week, there's no way you can sell. Drop a 2, because there is no way you can't sell if you drop the. I'm telling y'all. So I'm not saying that all leads aren't leads. I mean, we use age leads back in the day. We have agents who sold 2, 3, 4-year-old leads. I'm telling you, these leads are hot. So here's a scenario where someone, doesn't matter where in their life they're in, if they wanted to ramp up to 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, it's simply a matter of work. And we've created a system where in the past, just being transparent, we funded everything. We went broke. We went broke doing that. because what we discovered is sometimes it wasn't financially broke. What happened is we enabled instead of empowering the agent. The goal is to create independent agents, not dependent agents. Independent in the sense of they are not only able to fund their own, but they feel that sense of pride of building their own thing. What happened, unfortunately, was agent became not only needy, they became entitled. That's the worst. I deserve this. I deserve what? So what we do here is now is, hey, we pay to play. You put in what you can. If you can put in $10 a day, we might, keyword might, after we interview you, might help you with the difference, right? If you're the right person. If you can put in 25, you put in what you can. But let's say you can't, okay? And when you put in what you can, we split you. Let's say you can't. If you run a lead because it's someone else's lead, you split it with that person. And initially it's 50-50 because 50% of something is better than 100% of nothing, right? And then the goal is forget the money, y'all. The goal is to create a skill set because once that momentum and that skill set is created, woo, you can go anywhere. You can go anywhere and you can go in. So, guys, I appreciate that. So, thank you, Ron. Anything else that you want to share about the calendar, things we should know, we should avoid, or are we good?
No, just, we're just gonna keep it simple with the calendar. And then one thing with I've noticed is that we're missing not dispositioning leads. So if I were a Mac and I was looking at us working his leads, it would look like we're not working it or not working it correctly. Because all he can go off is by what his eye will see. So and I'm guilty of this too. I'm not going to name names, but we're not dispositioning or adding enough information for Mac to know that we're properly working his leads.
Copy that.
So
Hey, let's close with this. Two things. We're going to get a lot more carriers. A lot more carriers. Liberty, a bunch of carriers. So some of you will be getting contracting. Just do it. And when the time is right, we'll let you know. Second thing, I want you, I don't know where you are right now in life and mentally. You wouldn't be here. I would not have called you here if I didn't believe that you were able to be doing elite work. I didn't call any scrubs. The days of me just recruiting everyone, gone. Like, Don, listen, this is the 18. This is like the 1995 Bulls, 96 Bulls. We don't recruit scrubs, y'all. This is the invincible Arsenal team. So if you're here right now, it's because you're not a scrub. I believe you. Now, it's because of your effectiveness. We were to help your effective. We were to help get out whatever you need to get out. So what formula, if I was going right now, 0 to 100, what would I do? You guys are about to see it. You guys, some of you know I've been kind of on a hiatus, had some things going on. I'm about to come out and I'm going to take the whole, I'm coming for the records. Some of you will see it. So I think it was last year, I was about 160 grand out. It was about 3 months left to hit Hall of Fame. And we were at the office. It was me, Vernon, and Melissa. And we all just reverse engineered it. And we broke it down in number of appointments we needed. And I knew the number of appointments that I needed in order to hit it. So then we broke it down in how much effort, dials, that I have to do to get those appointments. And I broke it down, and it was a ridiculous amount of work. So I figured out there's multiple ways I could have done it. I could have just done this, telesales. The way that I found that I was able to do it in a controlled environment, I personally say, you know what? I've done it in the past. I did a travel trip. I needed X appointments, and I said, I'll do it. So I bought a ticket to Dallas. I bought the ticket first for the week. I went and bought some aged. We ain't talking about the leads we run now, guys. We're talking about aged leads, mortgage, all the above. And I bought a hotel. I went to Dallas. I locked myself in the hotel and I dialed. I got there on Sunday night, dialed Monday. Again, I never met these people before, y'all. Never. Just went to a hotel. Got the area, booked the appointments. I know if I booked 15, I would do about 30. Anyway, so I booked the appointments. And short version of the story is November, I hit Hall of Fame about a month early. Did 160 in about 2-3 months. Like, boom, done. And here's what I'm telling you: wherever you are right now, I know it seems weird in your mind, like that. Those numbers sound stupid. If they sound stupid, that's because like that kid who was around those fat people eating junk all the time. That's what everyone else is used to. Get used to big numbers. You weren't you weren't meant to be making 40 grand a year, yo. Like if you're here, you were meant to be a boss lady or a boss man. Like you were meant to live. You were meant to go serve. In order to go help other people, how can you put the mask on yourself if you can barely pay your bills? How can you go help folks if you cannot pay your bills? So here's what I believe. I believe many are called, but few are chosen. And here are the chosen ones. You're right here. But you will decide or whether or not you're going to use your chosen ability and fulfill it, or will you be a Samson, some of you know the story, and just use it for whatever you want and fail the whole nation. You were supposed to liberate everybody, but you use it just to have fun for yourself. Come on, y'all. We can do better. So if it was me and I was in a tough spot right now, I would reverse engineer the work I need. And I would just go. I would just go and I would separate myself. And depending on how important it was for me, I would say, okay, cousin Joe, I know we hung out in basketball every week. Hey, you ain't gonna see me for a while. I know I went to bingo every week. I'm gonna be gone for a little bit. I know I did this. I know I played this game. So whatever you're wanting to accomplish, here's what I'm telling you, it's gonna cost you something. What sacrifice will you make? Normally we say time, but I think a lot of the times we haven't identified the sacrifice so that when that situation gets approached, we feel guilty. You can't feel guilty. You can't. Well, you can, but you have to understand that you're doing it for a greater cause. I think soldiers feel guilty that they're fighting for their country and their families are at home. Mom is raising 4 kids, 5 kids by herself. Do you think they feel guilty? Yeah, maybe. But what's the alternative? You got marauders come and go slit your throat in the middle of the night? Is that's the better way to go? So here's what I'm sharing with you. You have to get buy-in. Some people will buy in, others will not. But it must be non-negotiable. And if you decide, if you get buy-in, praise God. But if you don't, here's what I'm going to share with you. You are a freedom fighter. You are a veteran. We're serving veteran leads. You are a vet. And we say, hey, Mr. Vet, thank you for fighting for my freedom. You are fighting for your freedom and your family's freedom. And I'm telling you, I know it seems like sometimes we're doing this just because we want to be able to make money. No, y'all, I'm telling you, you have to do this. There is no other way. How will you help other people if you can't get yourself out of the same chains? So do yourself a favor, get buy-in, decide what sacrifices need to be exchanged, like back in slavery. Remember how they bought their freedom? What sacrifices need to be exchanged so that you can go do what you got to do and do it and come back victorious. You got a posse of people who will not shame you. We will glorify you. We will be like the phalanx, the Roman, that was the Roman strategy that was, I mean, it was incredible. And the phalanx worked so well because each soldier guarded the other soldier. They could have a spear in their back, but you know what the number one rule was? And by the way, if you broke this rule in Rome, you lost your citizenship, you lost your land, like you lost everything. The number one rule in Rome is when you have your shield, you never put your shield down. Like ever. They don't care if a dog is gnawing off your leg. If you let your shield down, guess what happens? You have now opened up the floodgates for the enemy. The whole army is decimated. Be the phalanx. Hold up your shield and you'll win. But you got to know up front, a lot of things can happen. So know the sacrifices are going to come. We got people behind you. I'm hoping that as we start doing more jiving, like Swella, listen, you don't know Swella, but Swella could be the president of the United States. I'm dead serious. Like if if you didn't know any better, she would be Mrs. Obama. Like for real, for real. Like that is the caliber of person, of people we have in this room, but we don't have no idea because we're not surrounding ourselves with these people. I mean, Jackie, Valerie, like you got like the elite. This is like, I don't know, Marvel. For real, y'all. Like we're doing something incredible here. Do you guys don't understand what we're doing? We're liberating generation. This isn't like just we ain't going to Monopoly night. You realize that you guys will be the ones that because of what you're doing right now, your families will be taken care of, like for generations. This is a real deal. So just acknowledge what you're doing, get together with the folks that are supposed to, and let's make sure we make it big. Get this calendar stuff taken care of so that Ron, help him help you, Get yourself on the calendar. And the hope is within 30 days, you should be self-sufficient enough so that you got your own setup going on, you got your own lead spend, and you're doing 10, 15, 20 grand a week. That's not only with your own pen, that's with your agents as well, overrides. Good stuff.